and or go to object mode and go to solid, and make sure there aren't any black spots on it. And if there's not, then go to top view or whatever. Go to edit mode, select everything, then hit W and then 0, and it's gonna make the whole thing black if you go to object mode. And you want that. You want it to be completely black. Or if you go into textured view, you will always see the other side of it, kind of the back. It's kind of weird. But yeah. Alright, so select everything. Oh, one last thing is select your tube and hit Control A. And then hit Control A again and click the second one. Now select everything and go to File, Export, DirectX. And click Export Selected since you selected all your mesh. Go to Desktop, and we'll call it Simple Sword. Click Export DirectX, exit, minimize the Blender. Now move your Simple Sword over there. Now rename Copy of Mr. Cleave to Simple Sword Final. Now right click on it and click Edit for Simple Sword and move it over to the left side of your screen. Then do the same thing for Simple Sword Final, except move it to the right side of your screen. You'll notice there. You probably won't see your helpers in here. So what you need to do is go ahead and close that. Go back into Blender and try exporting it again, because sometimes it's just weird. Alright, we still don't see it. This time just try clicking Export All. So simple sword.x. Alright, there's our hit points and stuff. There's our helpers. Alright, so scroll down to where it says mesh, and then it has a bunch of numbers and stuff. Click right before it, and then scroll down. And at the second end curly brace, hold shift and click right after it so you have all that selected. Then hit Control C. Then go into Simple Sword Final. Find a mesh and click at the beginning of that line. So it'll be there. Then scroll all the way down. And so click at the end of the fourth end curly brace there. So you have all that selected while holding shift. And then hit Control V. And it should paste that in. So now you've replaced the mesh. Alright, and then you should already be at the bottom now. Go back to the left one and scroll all the way to the top where your helpers are. And then you'll see there's frame HDMI AUGO2. So find AUG2 right there. And copy those numbers and then paste it over the numbers there, right after frame transform matrix. Don't paste it over frame transform matrix, just paste over the numbers under it. Then do the same thing for AUG1. So paste over the numbers. Don't worry about weapon focus 01 because we already aligned where you hold it. There's hit point position A, so find hit point A right there, and then copy the numbers under it and do the same over here, and then find hit point B. Alright, so you already have the weapon focus set up when you aligned it with the handle, and target cursor point is pretty much set up. So just set up hit point weapon position B. So copy that and paste the numbers. And weapon position A is done. So after you have all of those helpers that you needed to paste it in, just hit File, Save. Then you can close the Simple Sword one, and you can close this too. And you can delete simplesword.x. So then go to open up Fable Explorer. And since we left the alpha in our image, we're going to want to open it as a DXT3. But first scroll down until you see UI icon wait for, and just rename it to whatever you want. Delete the dev sources, then hit open new, and since we left the alpha in the image, DXT3, then go to PNG and choose your image. And if it was at DXT1, we'd have to change alpha to 0, but it's DXT3, so have alpha at 1. Then click apply changes, then go up here and copy the ID, and then close the window. Go to graphics.big, mbank all meshes, scroll almost to the bottom, and I'm going to use the cleaver mesh as my base, so go to mesh cleaver iron 01 and change it to like mesh simple sword or something. Delete the dev sources, then click on the materials tab and click load, and click your simple sword final and click open. And if you did it right, then it should appear there. And you can click, and you can highlight base texture ID and paste the ID into it that you copied a minute ago, and go to max texture layers and set it to 1. If you wanted it to be shiny, like reflective and stuff, then you could also go to specular map ID and put in 27 and then make max texture layers to 5. But we're gonna put it back to 1 and 0 because we don't want it to be shiny. And also, if you wanted a transparency on your picture, then you would want to make material alpha to 1. But we're not going to do that. So use 0. Then click apply changes, and then click apply changes up here. And then go to the next LOD and do the same thing. When you get used to it, it goes pretty fast. Now you'll notice LOD3 is the last one, so you don't do the last one. You just leave it at the second to last one. Now copy this ID, and if you close that and you get an error, just click continue, because it does that sometimes when you close the model entry. So, and then go to game.bin, scroll down to object, and then scroll down to like iron longsword or something, and rename it to what you want. And then go down to graphic and paste in your ID, so it'll be mesh simple blender sword. Click apply changes, then go to the top and click on CDefs. Skip C inventory item def for now. Scroll down and see object augmentations def. Click it. Copy this, paste it, name it what you want. Click apply changes, so you'll end up with a new symbol name. You need to rename it, that's very important. And I'm going to change the usable augmentation slots to, let's say 2. Click apply changes. Then go down to C weapon def and do the same thing. I'm going to change the damage to like 50 or something. Oh, and it's multiplied by 10 in the game, so if you put a 5, it makes it 50. If you put a 50, it makes it 500, and so on and so forth. If you put 5